This is the Business of Leadership Series Minute with your host, the best-selling author of Don't Buy a Duck and founder of MarketingStrategyHero.com, Derek Champagne.
I've got a really great rock star with us today, Christopher Lochhead. He is the co-author of the HarperCollins instant classic, Play Bigger: How Pirates, Dreamers, and Innovators Create and Dominate Markets. He's a co-host of Legends and Losers podcast and has been a 3-time public company CMO and an entrepreneur, very successful. Fast Company magazine's called him a human exclamation point. We'll have to find out what that means. And The Economist calls him off-putting to some. Christopher, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Derek. It's great to be here.
So tell me, any other takeaways in this book that you can share? This is the new how-to guide for entrepreneurs and executives wanting to build legendary, enduring companies. Anything else you can share with us? I'm excited about reading this book.
Well, thank you. So the big one is, what's the problem? And how do we think about that problem? And there's 2 kinds of problems. There's a problem I didn't know that I have, which is bird's eye frozen food. So pre-bird's eye, that goes back to the 1920s. There was nobody sitting there going, how come we can't get any freaking fresh, food in February? That just wasn't a conversation because people didn't even think about it, right? Sure. And until he made us understand that was a problem, we didn't have the problem. And so that's one example of a problem. Another one is Uber. The problem, if you will, of personal transportation was one that we all understood and was solved by taxis and limos and cars and buses and subways and the like. Travis one day is standing outside in Paris and it's raining and he can't get a cab. And he says, how come I can't freaking press a button on this supercomputer in my pocket and magically have some guys in an awesome car come get us?
Right.
And so, although it's an existing problem that we all understood, he reimagines the problem in the light of new technology and therefore redesigns the category and builds one of the fastest growing and value companies in worldwide history. And so, what I would share with entrepreneurs is focus on the problem, not the solution.
Yeah, that's huge. The Uber example is a really big deal because it solved several categories. It solved the driver. The driver who was already going somewhere as well and met the two in the middle to benefit both parties. Really big deal. That was a huge, simple concept, but huge.
The other thing is, and I'll say something that may be a little bit controversial, the products matter, but there's this notion popularized by Eric Ries's book, The Lean Startup, which is a book I highly, highly recommend, called what he calls minimum viable product, which is sort of what's the minimum you need to deliver to the market. And what I would add to that concept is it's minimum viable product in the context of the problem and category. And so a great example that I love about that is 5-Hour Energy. 5-Hour Energy exists in a category that has been around since the creation of humankind. It's called beverages. The first one was water, right? And so if you're going to imagine, you have to create a new category in the beverage space, right?
Right.
And he has this amazing insight based on a problem, which is just because I'm tired doesn't mean I'm thirsty. And I don't know if have you had one of these, Derek?
Yes. Oh, yeah. My team can tell you how wired I get on one.
Well, and how do you like the taste?
It's all right.
It's sort of bearable, right? And so 5-Hour Energy is about a $2 billion company, and they own about 98% of the category that they design.
Wow.
And the interesting thing is the product doesn't taste that great,
right?
But it delivers on the problem. And so this notion of minimum viable product in the context of the category design is very, very powerful. The product has to be good enough to satisfy the problem as designed by the category designer. And 5-Hour Energy it was palatable enough, and most importantly, as a product, it fulfilled on the promise.
Yeah, and it focused on the energy part too, instead of a big giant can of something that you had to drink when you're not.
That's thirsty. Right. And so now there's a whole new category. They didn't call it a sports drink, which would have been in Gatorade's wheelhouse. They called it an energy shot.
Right.
And they're the only company in history to have 5 SKUs at the Walmart checkout.
It's incredible. Man, you've got great examples. Love your examples. Derek Champagne here. I want to connect with you to get your thoughts on the show, get your feedback on your favorite guests. Connect with me on LinkedIn right now. Send me a quick message. I look forward to talking to you.